From hurricane-force storm to rogue waves taller than houses.
Hey, look it.
Wait for it.
Let's relive 10 real moments when passengers face nature at its wildest. Number 1. Anthem of the Seas. Hurricane off the U.S. coast. Our first story comes from early February 2016. Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas was cruising toward the Bahamas when it was caught in a violent Atlantic storm near Cape Hatteras, North Carolina.
Yeah. I hope we're not that close to a reef at the minute.
There's like weeds in the water.
The winds hit 120 miles per hour and waves grew over 30 feet high.
Hey, look it.
Wait for it.
Passengers filmed furniture sliding across the decks while pools overflowed into the hallways. One musician on board joked that he was whale watching from his cabin until the whole ship started tilting so far that people couldn't stand upright.
Oh my god.
The crew told everyone to stay inside their rooms. After hours of rocking, the captain decided to cancel the rest of the trip and return to New Jersey. Number 2. Viking Sky. 80-foot wave and helicopter rescue. Next is the terrifying Viking Sky incident off Norway in March 2019. During a brutal storm, an 80-foot wave hit the ship, knocking out power and shutting down the engines. Without propulsion or stabilizers, the Viking Sky began drifting toward sharp coastal rocks. The captain dropped the anchors to slow the drift, but the ship still shook violently as waves slammed into the sides. With no safe way to launch lifeboats, rescue teams used helicopters to lift passengers off one by one, hundreds of them dangling in the air over raging seas.
One by one, they were lining us up and hooking us up and winching you up in no time at all.
It took nearly a full day before engineers restarted the engines and guided the ship back to port. Miraculously, everyone survived. Number 3. Voyager cruise ship. Valentine's Day rogue wave. On February 14, 2005, the Voyager cruise ship was sailing from Tunis, North Africa to Barcelona, Spain, when a 40-foot rogue wave crashed into the bridge. The impact shattered the bridge windows and destroyed the ship's electrical systems. The entire vessel went dark and began drifting helplessly in the storm, now known as Cyclone Valentina. Passengers later said that it felt like the ship would roll over any second. With no power, tugboats were called to help tow the Voyager to safety on the island of Sardinia. Several passengers were injured, but all made it off alive. Number 4. Carnival Sunshine 11 Hours of Hell. This next storm from May 2023 proves that you don't need to be in a hurricane to suffer at sea. The Carnival Sunshine was heading back to Charleston, South Carolina after a trip to the Bahamas when it ran straight into a non-tropical low-pressure storm. Instead of waiting it out, the ship sailed through it and faced 40-foot waves, lightning, and winds near 90 miles per hour. Balcony doors shattered, water poured into cabins, and passengers clung to walls for hours.
Look at this video from on board the ship. Just a mess. Carnival Sunshine, apparently they had to...
One traveler called it 11 straight hours of hell, and after nearly half a day, the Sunshine finally reached port. Number 5. Independence of the Seas. Port Canaveral freak storm. In Florida, Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas was peacefully docked in Port Canaveral when a freak storm suddenly hit. Rain poured, wind gusted at hurricane speeds, and for nearly 3 minutes, chaos unfolded. Outdoor chairs flew into pools, umbrellas snapped, and crew members yelled warnings as objects tumbled across the deck. Then, as fast as it began, the storm disappeared, leaving stunned passengers and a drenched port behind. Number 6, Carnival Glory versus Carnival Legend. Docking collision, Cozumel, Mexico. On the morning of December 20th, 2019, the Carnival Glory was maneuvering to dock in Cozumel when it struck the already birthed Carnival Legend. The impact caused damage above the waterline to the stern of the Glory, near decks 3 and 4, and to the bow of Legend. 6 passengers on the Glory reported minor injuries and sought treatment for those injuries. Carnival Cruise Line said the incident was under review, but that the seaworthiness of both vessels was not compromised.
Now, we do know that after the collision, the ship was apparently inspected by a number of different authorities here and was deemed safe to sail back to New Orleans.
Environmental factors such as sudden wind gusts and strong currents were later cited as contributing to the collision. Number 7, ferry on the Elbe River, windows smashed. In northern Germany, a ferry crossing the Elbe River got caught in Storm Elena. As the ship rose and dropped with each wave, passengers thought the reinforced glass would hold until one wall of windows burst inward. Water flooded the cabin as people screamed and scrambled to safer spots. Within minutes, crew secured the ferry and returned to dock. Number 8, MS Epsilon, brutal crossing between France and Ireland. Our next story takes us to February 2016, aboard the MS Epsilon, a passenger ferry run by Irish Ferry. The ship was sailing from Cherbourg, France, back to Dublin when it hit Storm Imogen, one of Europe's strongest wind events that winter. Winds reached 105 knots. Now that is over 120 miles per hour. Everything inside rattled and broke. Plates shattered, luggage rolled, and passengers clutched seats to stay upright. The captain diverted to calmer waters near Devon, England, waiting until sunrise to finish the trip. They arrived nearly a full day late, exhausted but safe. Number 9, Viking Polaris, rogue wave in Antarctic waters. In November 2022, the Viking Polaris was sailing through the notorious Drake Passage between Antarctica and South America when it was struck by a suspected rogue wave.
Mind you, we are about at least 3 stories up. And, see?
The wave hit at night, smashed several exterior windows, flooded interior cabins, and tragically killed 1 passenger and injured at least 4 others. Investigators called it very sudden. The ocean in that region is extremely deep and the currents are strong, which may help produce these huge monster waves. Number 10, Spirit of Discovery, chaos in the Bay of Biscay. Far across the world, the Bay of Biscay showed exactly why sailors fear it. What started as a calm voyage aboard the Spirit of Discovery turned into pure chaos when Force 11 winds slammed into the ship. The storm hit fast and hard. The ship lost propulsion, and waves as high as houses pounded its sides, sending it rocking from side to side. inside, tables and chairs crashed across the floor as passengers tried to hold on. More than 100 passengers were injured, and tragically, one person later died. The Spirited Discovery survived the night, but for those on board, it was a terrifying reminder that even the biggest, most advanced cruise ships are still at the mercy of the ocean. Each of these moments proves that even the largest cruise liners, floating cities weighing hundreds of thousands of tons, can still be humbled by the ocean.